But the idea was not to make money. The idea was to train my mind to think that I want 100% debt.
Okay, so I'm just going to narrate over this video that's about investment and getting rich, and I'm just going to see how this goes.
Paid off by somebody else.
Method that made thousands of real estate agents millionaires.
I signed up for a little real estate course. I've told this story.
Signing up for a real estate course doesn't teach you how to invest, does not teach you how to make money off of it, it just teaches you how to be a real estate agent.
Signed my name, sat down on the course. 3 days later, at the end of the course, he was a great instructor because he was a real estate investor. He didn't need the money.
If you want to be a real estate investor, you definitely need the money. This is false information.
He didn't need the money. He liked teaching.
Yeah, I can inspire people by lying too.
Just like my rich dad. He says, you don't need the money. So then the next thing he said at the end of the program, he says, when you leave this program, it's 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he says, your education begins now. What you do at the end, as Kenny says, you get through the process of the 3 days and you start again. That's the process.
Yeah.
So he says,
rinse and repeat false information to see how many people fall for it, and sign up for your course to make money off of that way. If you're making enough money that way, investing in real estate agent, you wouldn't be, or a real estate investor, you wouldn't be making courses to teach people how to make money. This is right off the bat. That's a questionable.
They all quit because they're too busy. You know, it got to the school, they didn't start here again. But there's 3 or 4 other guys, and we stayed through it, and we went to real estate agents, went through the little files. It was really antiquated.
Stock pictures and videos of
multiple listing
shot negotiations of fake deals.
Small deals.
No one does handshake like that.
We didn't have any money. So we kept looking,
Yeah, right. No one does handshake like that.
Real estate agents and,
no one, does hand gestures when talking like that either.
No. They're all focused on commissions.
Yeah, because they're real estate agents. They're obviously going to be focused on commissions.
They said to me, you can't do that here. This is Hawaii. You can do that in mainland, in California, Nebraska, but you can't do it here in Hawaii. And that's the first thing one of the first things my advisor said is that's what
that's not how it works. It's a law. There's no tell that to the governor.
So I knocked on the doors. We find these deals.
There's some certain things you cannot do in certain states. That's just how the law works. You're not going to overrule it.
$65,000 was a lot of money in Hawaii.
You can. It's just illegal. And once you get caught, you'll pay the penalties.
100 of these. And it was day and night. We just kept going until we got it done. And that was the process.
That's right.
This guy's like, yeah, that's right. Bullshit.
And it was like, wow. I learned more.
The process. Going through the process. What process?
Looking at different properties. And finally, I was desperate. This guy says, well, I got
mainland Maui, okay.
Maui. Now, most people think Maui
It is expensive. It literally is expensive.
How could Maui be affordable? But that's your block. So I flew over to Maui. I found this little 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo right in Ka'anapali, the richest place
on earth. This video is recorded in 2020. I'm just letting you guys know. This is.
But the deal was,
it's so much BS.
The advisor says, "I'm going to teach you, so you'll never need to use money."
False information.
If you can raise,
you're not going to raise capital because you're going to have taxes on your rental property and rental income and taxable income. So he's not paying any taxes. If he's actually doing this, which he's not, by the way. This is all basically just a lie, just to sell his book.
How much to put down? He says $2,000 or $1,800. 10% down. It was a foreclosure.
10% down on foreclosure. What about the property? What about the renovation? No one's going to buy your property.
No money in the deal, and I made $25.
Yeah, that's not possible, by the way.
No money in the deal, $25 a month. And my brain went, it shook. Oh my God. I'll
Bullshit.
never need money again. I can never say I can't afford it. And I can never say
you have a debt and you're not paying taxes and you're lying on your taxes. If that's how you're actually making money.
Took off after that, and we still
making millions of dollars. Do you know how many? Do you know the percentage of people that make millions of dollars, quote unquote, make millions of dollars, not just generate revenue of millions of dollars? Two different things.
Last year,
this guy said he's sold 1,000 units. Do you know how many people do that? Zero. No one.
As a matter of fact,
no one does that. There's no one sells 1,000 units a year. That's not a thing. You can look it up.
I mean, all these hard people that are working.
All these hard people are working so hard. Okay, yeah, hard people.
Well, those deposits are a liability. They're an expense.
Again, nothing to do with real estate investing anymore. Now they're going into how the banking system works.
They have to pay you interest.
Sure, you can say they're connected, but at the same time they're not. Because in this case, you're lending money. So if the bank approves money, you use it to buy properties. That's all we're talking about. You don't need to know how the bank works. Either they approve you or they don't approve you at the end of the day. You can argue with them, but if they don't approve you, you're not getting that money, that lending money that you're looking for.
What you did was you didn't use any of your own money. So
And you have your own money. If you lend money, okay, sure, it's not your money, it's the bank's money you're lending, but you have to pay it back, whether it's now or 20 years from now. And if you don't do it, your kids are going to do it.
The idea was not to make money. The idea was to train my mind to think that I want to.
Of course, you are in debt.
Most people, I want to get out of debt. I want to get out of debt.
Yep, that's the right mode.
And what we're saying here is the debt
false
pays
information.
all your expenses and gives you some income. That's
nope,
really
false information. If you're a business,
so we started with
real estate
investing to real estate as an individual,
that's not how this works.
Debt, and I'm making $25. What is my return on investment?
False information. They're selling you a book, just letting you know.
You basically have no investment, and you're making $25 a month. The
so many people are going to go homeless doing this.
Is because if I'm borrowing,
no one's going to borrow your money if they see that you already have debt to begin with. If that's not paid,
and inflation is
the banks are not going to give you any money. You're not getting that $700,000 loan to buy investment property. By the way, investment properties require more than 10% down payment. It should be 20 to 30% approximately.
Inflation and buying assets.
So
that's how the system works, and that's how the wealthy get really wealthy.
You see, the best thing about doing those
100 deals. These are some large numbers he's putting out.
Good. As long as you have in your mind that
debt is bad.
I want to use my equity.
No. Debt is bad.
Good point.
If you have debt,
of course, bad debt would be credit card
that's
debt,
still debt. It's all debt. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all debt. When you have debt, whether you pay it now or 10 years from now, it's going to. When you're paying it back 10 years later, it's going to have interest on it.
We're talking about debt that's paid.
So you're paying more than what you borrowed. You're actually losing money that way.
Paid off by
and
somebody else.
when you're filing your taxes, these are taxable income. You're gonna actually pay. You're gonna pay taxes on these. And if you're not filing your taxes, well, once that audit happens, you're gonna pay it back anyways with penalties. So you're losing more money in return.
Properties.
So they managed to lie, I think, about 37 times so far.
So that was an important piece.
10 acres.
And then next door it had another 10 acres. And so the deal was that I was going to build a second phase on the 10.
So they're lying to either the lenders or the taxes or their property fees. They're doing something here. Or they're not doing any of these. They're just lying to you just to sell their book so you can get rich that way. Again, there's no such thing.
And we got a construction loan.
The shit they're telling you, not even the 1% in the planet does that. Like, they can't even do it. They can't even pull that off. The highest and the best can't even pull these large numbers.
Bank, and we refinanced the whole project. So we use debt to build.
The amount of revenue you need is more than what an actual corporation can afford.
Edgewood.
Yep.
But you're doing it as an individual. Now think about that. The scale.
300,000.
Yeah.
So Kim and I every year will receive
false information.
$1,000
in cash flow from
which is something you're supposed to report on your taxes.
Because
of depreciation. You're gonna have to report on your taxes, and you have to pay taxes on that. That's untaxed
income. Most people's a lot of money. The problem was Kim and I had, I think, $1 million in it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We had $1 million equity in it. So what Kenny did when he refinanced it, he gave us our $1 million back. So Kim and I got all of our $1 million back, right?
Yeah, through a refinance.
And we still had this.
Right.
So we were receiving $300,000 with no money into it.
Yeah, you also have debt and unpaid taxes that you did not pay.
Yeah, and people might ask
how? By lying. False information.
There's a lot of things that happen inside of here.
Listen, this is so fake. Like, look at how much they're looking at each other.
Had gone up.
There's nothing on the board. He already saw what's on the board, but he's just looking at him.
Went down.
Just a cue to agree with whatever he's saying.
Around 7%, and then we refinanced somewhere around 5%.
He needs a reassurance every 2 words. Look.
On the interest rate of the loan. And so what we had was a property that
false
was
information.
A lot more, and it still cash flowed very close to what it cash flowed.
This is a magic land where you don't pay property fees, taxes, nothing.
Because it's
refinance seized 17 times so far.
from when you put a new loan.
You're
over
not
an
getting a
old
new loan
and
if you have
pull
a
that
loan.
money out, that's tax.
Doesn't work.
So with that $1 million,
Banks can see you have a
give
debt.
it back to Kenny.
Whether it's now or years from now, they will
same
see your debt.
process goes out, goes out, goes out, and now
It's under your social security number, social insurance number.
Velocity of money. So now at that point, Robert and Kim were
Some
still in
stock
the
images,
deal.
stock videos.
They were still cash flowing, and then that million
Fake
was
clips.
also at work somewhere else.
No one does that.
So I'm not saying it's
It's
easy
too bright.
all
The
that,
sun
but
is
it
annoying.
starts as a
Getting in your
process.
face.
Yeah, and it's funny. People ask because now, of course, Edgewood is infinite. There's no investment
in the property.
and it
Repeated
produces
sentences
a great deal of cash
that
flow.
cannot be proven. And by the way, they haven't
That's
proved
right.
anything.
Yeah, we're
Ask them to
raising the
show
rents,
their
especially
taxes. Ask them
now
to show their
in
property
this
fees. Ask them to
market.
show how
Now
much they
people
actually
come to
invested.
us and
Ask
say,
them to
"Do you
show
wanna
if
sell? Do
they
you wanna
even
sell?"
own one property.
And
Just ask. They won't show anything.
The
They'll just
question is,
yell at you or
why
get
wouldn't
mad at you if you ask them
Because
these questions.
It's producing all this cash flow, and we have no investment. So all it would do is
Create a taxable event. What does that mean?
So all
Define what you just
You
said.
don't want the money if you
Right.
understand that.
Right,
No one
right.
understands that because it's
there's
false
millions
information.
of
That's why.
dollars in equity in the project, but we're not interested in that. We're interested
Cash
in
flow.
cash flow. It's a big difference.
Cash
in the
flow,
way
buddy.
we
Like
think.
So I
he
want you
thinks
all
it's
to
that
understand
easy. It's that easy.
start.
It's not. By the way, pretty much
Yeah,
there's
and if
not
you don't
one
start,
legit
don't go
method
through
he
the
mentioned here.
process.
Don't
Well,
fall for it.
all
You're
the
just going
time
to go
talk
bankrupt.
about
You're
it
going to be in debt,
is when I went to
and
flight
you're going to have to
school
pay
in
that debt
Florida.
back with
I
penalties,
couldn't
balance
fly,
owing, and you're going to have
entered
tax
here,
audit
came
on
out
top of
pilot.
that. So,
That's
you know,
the
this is a
process.
way to make
you
sure
don't
not
go
just
through
you
the
yourself are going to
process,
go
it's a
homeless.
mistake.
You're going to take your entire
The
family
most important
tree
thing is how
down
you
with you.
think. I'll give you one more thing where it takes absolutely no money.
Yes, it does take
but it
money.
does
You need a
take some
capital
money.
to start
It does
investing.
thinking. About 15 years ago, I wanted to have
Have a little ranch.
And Kim says, "Why? They don't
Cash
ranches
flow.
don't
Yikes,
cash
dude.
flow."
Okay, that's about it. I think
Yeah.
we don't need any
So
more.
I said to Kim,
Hopefully you guys enjoyed
ranch
it.
for free.
And these are fake influencers,
she said,
false
show
information.
me, you know,
Yeah.
The point here is this: it's only
It's a magic land, you know, where you don't have any
so I went
fees,
I went wandering
penalties,
around all over the Southwest
taxes,
and
no
Tombstone,
audits,
Bisbee, Arizona, and all this. I'm looking for a
magical
property I can get
lending
for free.
one after another.
That
No
was
one
the
checks
challenge.
anything.
She said you can
No
have
one
as
checks
much
your
land
credit
as you
history.
like, as
No one
long as
checks your
it's
debts prior to
free.
giving you another
But it
loan
doesn't cash flow.
of hundreds of
You have
thousands of
80
dollars,
acres.
millions
Bisbee,
he's talking
Arizona.
about with nothing in it. Yeah.
So I walked up to it. I was
Yep.
looking at the
This
property.
is,
and I knew it
people
was
build up.
beautiful
You see,
properties.
the people who
All
are
mountains,
in that
oak
stage,
trees,
they
all
build
the
up. They
cool
save
stream
up.
running through
They
it and all
start
this. And
with the
problem
actual
was it was
legitimate process of
$115,000.
investing in with actual
no
money.
property,
You know, they
there's
save
nothing,
up
no
money. Like
improvement, no building
they'll
on
save
it,
up 20, 30
except
grand
for
before
there
they
was a
can do
little road
anything.
running through it
This
like
is
this,
not it. This is
and there was a
$0
little
and it's
building
not
here.
possible. I
And
promise
this
you. You
was
need a capital to
stagecoach
get a
street going
capital.
One time with Wyatt Earp and all those guys to go past. This is Tombstone.
The more you
Arizona
lie,
over
the
here.
more
This is Bisbee,
deeper it
Arizona
gets. You
here.
know, the more
So
questions you can
Sam was
ask.
property,
And if they
I
can't
said
answer
to
those
the
questions, it's
realtor,
false.
doesn't know what he was